Welcome to What's Happening. I'm Bob Isadore, your host. Today we have two special guests, Karen Marciente and David Velasco-Bermudez. Karen was the director of the Yarmouth Council on Aging when I was chair of the board of directors. And we're going to be talking about a very special program that's going to be happening on October the 20th. But before we get into that, I'd like to get into the history of why we're doing this and the importance of it. So, Karen, I will start with you. Could you give us a little history about the program, that the LGBT program that we started there?
At the Yarmouth Senior Center. You and I had met previously.
Correct.
And got to know each other, I think, quite well. And I had gone to a couple of conferences where one of the presenters was Lisa Krinsky from Ethos, which is a home care agency in Boston. And they had a program targeted at LGBT seniors to provide services in their homes for them. And Lisa came down. We invited Lisa to come down and talk to us,
Correct.
which she did. And then we presented it to our board. And the board was unequivocally very supportive of us establishing this program. Also, I had gone to our friends group and presented the program that we wanted to introduce to the senior center, and they were very supportive of us as well. So it kind of gave us the green light to go ahead with this and feel comfortable that that it was going to be a very positive experience for all of us.
Right. And I just want to add that no other COA, Council on Aging, on Cape Cod had a program that had support programs actually for the LGBT community. And Karen, I know, had tried to get started once before. And when we teamed up, we went forward with it. And you have to remember, during that time period, we're going back 20 years now, there were no support services. With the efforts of Karen, we started the first program for bereavement for gay couples. That was not in place. We had a support program for end-of-life issues. And you have to remember, this was, again, before same-sex marriage. So there were a lot of, I want to call dangling ends that people had to worry about. If someone was with a partner for 20 years and that one of the partners were passing away, what would happen to them? What would happen to their possessions? There were no guidelines. So I applaud Karen for looking at this and saying, we got to do something, and hopefully we did.
We did. Well, the mission of any senior center is to address the needs of all elders in the community.
Correct.
And this was a huge piece that was missing in Yarmouth and across the Cape as well.
Yeah, and some of the programs that we started were not only social, we had a few social activities, but we had a lot of workshops. We included the police and fire departments, the paramedics,
Exactly.
Asking what would happen if there was an accident, how would you handle X, Y, and Z? And I think it was pretty productive. And
I think that the workshop that we did with police and fire, I thought was really a milestone, because those people came in and they were really committed to finding out how they could handle the situation in a ethical and empathetic way and do their job and be respectful.
Great.
So it was great.
Now, David.
Hello.
David is actually in the program. He's going to be the MC for this program that we will be talking about. David is also a Stonewall veteran. He was there the night of the rebellion in 1969, at the forefront of the beginning of the gay rights struggle here. He's also my spouse, by the way. So I've been living with David, and actually we've been partners and married 45 years this year. So living with a Puerto Rican
It's quite
and a rebel, it's been interesting.
Quite an accomplishment,
Oh,
right?
God.
It is an accomplishment. But David, Now, being a Stonewall veteran, and of course I know the stories behind the struggle, but having fought for gay rights in 1969, and now seeing the progress we've made, and including what's been happening at the Senior Center, give me your opinion on what you think has happened, where we're going, and the importance of this event.
Well, one of the things that I see that is so great is that when we were young kids, at that time, all the bars, lesbian bars, gay bars, whatever, were always raided by the police. We were beat up, arrested. It was a very, very, very sad moment of our lives. But getting older and seeing what's going on, and even with Karen and Bob, what they have done with the Senior Center and all, seeing where we have come, one of the things that I always say to you is that I can't believe we got married. Here we had Stonewall, then we had AIDS. That was a horrible thing. Bobby and I went through a horrible moment of our lives in California, losing all our friends through AIDS. So here we are, we come to Massachusetts, and one day I'm watching TV and I'm hearing, marriage, and I'm going, marriage? What do you mean marriage? We went through all this. What do you mean marriage? I didn't believe it was going to happen. So I went over and I says to Bob, he was cooking, and I said, hey Bob, would you like to marry me? And he looked at me and he says, what? He says, no, I don't want to marry you. Well, I find that to be, in my lifetime, something that I never thought would ever happen in my lifetime. And not only that, too, how the LGBTQ movement has been going. It's been doing wonderful. I have to say something. This is the 50th anniversary we have of Stonewall. And I've been living in Massachusetts with Bobby for 22 years. And I'm a New Yorker. This happened in New York City in Greenwich Village, as you know. But I've been treated so wonderful by the people in Massachusetts as a Stonewall veteran. And not only that, I always say I'm a New Yorker, but I've been treated so wonderful from Boston all the way to Provincetown, all over, how wonderful everybody is. And I see the movement growing. The thing that bothers me, Bob, Karen, is that we have an administration right now that's doing things that are really crazy, so we don't know where it's going to go. And we have to keep our eyes open. And I tell this to all the younger people. Keep your eyes open. Anything happens, at the end of it all, we're all one family, just one family. And we have to go out there and fight for our rights. It's not over. Just because you think we have marriage and Stonewall 50 and all that. No, it's not over. There's a lot of work to do. But I'm very, very proud of the LGBTQ movement for what they're doing. And I hope that they just keep on going.
Thanks, Dave. And the other thing I want to add is that the program that was started way back 20 years ago at the Yarmouth Center, some other centers have picked this up. They do more of a social type of thing.
Yeah,
and they
that's
have,
what it appears.
we focused on workshops that included, as I said before, the support services, police, fire, paramedics, things like that. And our goal at the Senior Center in Yarmouth was to make it inclusive. We didn't want special programs for gays and lesbians or just special programs for the straight community. I mean, we are all citizens. We are all taxpayers. The center is there for all of us. And so now all the programs that are going on in Yarmouth, whether it be bingo or the dance programs or the exercise programs, is totally open to everyone. There is no distinction that this is just for gays or straights. And that was our goal, and it's been accomplished.
Yeah, to be much more
again,
inclusive.
my hat's off to you for
thank you.
being the lady with the whip, getting this
Well,
getting organized.
But I think honestly, Bob, it was you and Dave. You had the network in the community as well to work with. When I tried to do it on my own, it wasn't quite as successful. They needed to know that that you trusted me and
Exactly.
therefore, you know, it was going to
Sure,
work,
yes.
and it wasn't going to
Yes,
be
okay.
uncomfortable for anybody. We didn't want that at all.
So with that history, this brings us up to what's going to be happening on October the 20th this year. We're having a special anniversary celebration. We're not only celebrating the 50 years of the Stonewall Rebellion, for folks like David, who were the pioneers of that, but also the anniversary of the start of this program.
Right?
Yeah.
We are actually thrilled. We have a wonderful, wonderful entertainer, Suede, who is going to be doing a performance. It'll be a full show. It's not going to be just one or two musical numbers. She's doing a full, actually full show. We have tickets on sale. We're trying to cover this because the Friends of the Yarmouth Council on Aging are sponsoring this, and they are a 501c3, a nonprofit. So we're just selling tickets enough to cover the expenses
Great.
of this program, but it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful event. Those of you who do not or have not heard of Suede, she is a fantastic performer. I can't express the talent this woman has and the wonderful
Stage presence.
Stage
Oh
presence.
my goodness.
You can add to
she's
it
a
because you-
force. I've seen her at the Cape Center for the Arts.
Correct.
And she's just a force.
Yes,
And
yes.
her voice is out of this world.
Yes, she is.
Really. Yeah, she's really great.
Does a lot of rhythm and blues, jazz.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very comfortable. It's a performance you will not forget, believe me. So David is going to be the MC. So he'll be keeping everyone in the audience in line, I'm sure.
Oh,
But
no.
he's a great, great MC. David is a performer himself, and he's been on stage many times, and he'll be a wonderful asset to the program as well as to this project that's been going on for so long. So,
Yeah.
so hopefully you folks will attend. Tickets are on sale, as I said, and they are selling quickly.
Okay.
So just be sure to contact the Senior Center for more information. That's the Yarmouth Senior Center. And hopefully we'll see you then. So thank you, and
Great.
come to the performance.
Thank you.